Since the January 2022 and spring of 2022, the real estate market, as you know, has taken a turn. It has shifted. The talk of the town is there a housing bubble? What is going to happen with the prices? And the experts are saying that there is no housing crash. Let's look at 2 or 3 reasons why they are saying that and see what happens in the coming months of the real estate market. Many people, especially the homeowners who lost their homes, lost their jobs in the recession of 2008, remember how severe the recession was and how devastating the housing market was. And those memories are still fresh. I know those memories are fresh. And with the changing market, I think about that market quite often and think to myself, is the housing market coming back? But what we have to realize that in the 2008 recession and the housing crash, the real estate market condition and trends prior to that were very different than the trends we are over the last 2 or 3 years. So let's look at the difference, which is why there may not be a housing crash. That's what the experts are saying. Hi, by the way, I'm Mike Patel with First Team Real Estate right here in Anaheim Hills, and I would really appreciate if you can subscribe, make some comments, and even share this video. Thank you. So according to reports from Forbes, Realtor.com, and Adam, here are 3 reasons I'm going to touch on why there may not be a housing crash and why this time is totally different than the times in the 2006, 7, and 8, and 9, and 2010. So here's reason number 1. In the last recession, there was an oversupply of homes. There were homes for sale. They were sitting on the market for 4, 5, 6, 7 months, and there was a supply of 6 to 7 months of homes for sale. This market is totally different. Even though the prices are very high, interest rates have gone up. Right now, there is an undersupply of homes. Yes, I did say that right. There is an undersupply of homes. There's a lot of demand. Even in this high market, high interest rate, high inflation, there are homes selling within 12 to 14 days. Yes, last year they were selling within 8 days according to the CRMLS, but these days it's taking 12 to 14 days to sell, which is almost double the pace, but that's way short than what the normal market was in 2008, where it took 3, 4, 5 months to sell a home. So there is a shortage of homes, and that's one reason we may not be in a housing market crash, not anytime soon. The second reason why there may not be a housing crash is because the loans that have been given in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years or even longer, the lending standards have been very tight. It's very difficult to get a loan. I just closed a transaction for 4 units in Palm Springs, and it took 3 weeks longer than normal to close the transaction because the lenders were very tight. They asked for a lot of things from the buyers, even though the buyers had a FICO score of almost 780 and they were putting 40% down. So this has been the trend for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and moving on, they're still very tight. So it wasn't like in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8 where you made a $10 an hour job and you got a loan. Not today. So there are no volatile loans. Lenders are not too reluctant to give out loans, and they've been very, very tight. So the loans that were given are to people who had very strong FICO scores, very strong financial backgrounds, and they knew the performance of the loans will not be jeopardized. So those loans are not going anywhere. They're going to be sound loans, and that's one of the reasons the housing market may not crash. Before I give you the third reason, according to these experts, I want to let you know that please hang around for the final bonus reasons why there may not be a housing crash. So here's number 3. The third reason is all homeowners, including myself, we have built up a lot of equity. Equity has been the strongest in history in the last 50, 60, 70 years. Let's look at some scenarios. In Orange County, for example, just in 1 year, home prices have gone up almost 15% on average. That's just in 1 year. But in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years, they've gone up 5 to 10% per year. So let's say the home prices on average, not only in Anaheim Hills, where I live, or in Orange County and all of California, let's say the prices have gone up 40%, which I truly think on average they've gone up 40%. In Anaheim Hills, an average home or a median price home is about $1 million. So if I bought a house, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, and let's say that house was worth $800,000, today that house is worth $1 million or maybe 1.2. So even if I lose a job or I might have some medical issues and I cannot pay for the payments, I have so much equity that I can stay in the house for 1 or 2 years without paying any loan before I go into default. So if there is one very strong strong reason there's not a housing crash coming soon is because of equity. That's a very powerful word, and there's a lot of equity with all the homeowners. Now, going back to the bonus reason why there may not be a crash or there may be a slowdown in where the crash is coming is because these days there's a lot of inheritance money coming in to the kids. The grandpas and the dads and the moms and the uncles, they're giving money to the kids. So they're giving them big down payments. It's not like before in 2008, people had to buy homes with barely 3% down payment. Right now, a lot of homes are being bought with 20, 30, 40% down. I've sold at least 3 homes in the last 6 months where the money came from grandpas and uncles and dads. So even if there was a difficulty, they're going to have a helping hand from their family. So that's an additional bonus. So what the experts are saying, there is not a housing market crash soon. Let's see what happens. Please visit this channel again. I'll be talking about this important and timely topic very often. Thanks for watching.